Hello, can you hear me?
Thank you.
Can you, Hayden, what are the overriding emotions following the confirmation of your relegation, and how's the dressing room?
Yeah, I'm sure you probably imagine that the dressing room is quite down at the moment. For me personally, very disappointed. A tough start for us today in the game, and we're disappointed with the result. Definitely, I think it's been a tough season for everyone, and we knew that maybe this was a possibility a couple of weeks back, but it's ended up a reality. So it's one we're going to have to deal with now as a group of staff and players, and pick ourselves back up and get ready to go again next year.
You've been at the club a little while. Do you have a clear idea in your head as to what went wrong this season? Because the club looked fairly settled in this division for 4 years prior to this.
Not really, because I've not been around the first team as much. I mean, I started off in the academy. I was in the academy for the first 6 months of this, up until December. So it's tough for me to kind of pinpoint where it's gone wrong. Like I said, it's always a possibility that you're going to get relegated at the beginning of the season. So it's been a tough season for us personally, as a team, and one where we probably we weren't good enough, obviously, in the 38 games.
Do you have any ideas of the club's plans going forward? I mean, you fell out of this, or you were in the Championship with West Ham previously. You know how hard it is to get out of the second tier back into the Premier League. Have you been given any indication of what happens from now? No,
not yet. I mean, the game's just finished, so we've had a few chats with the lads and bits and pieces. We probably need a little bit of time to have a look at it and review it, but not yet. It's still quite close to the game finishing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hi, Hayden.
Hello.
How much? Obviously, you were only there for a couple of games, and you had the couple of games earlier in the season where you were the interim coach. Do you feel that you were maybe given an impossible task, or do you take any personal responsibility for it?
Yeah, I always look at myself first. I think we knew there were 2 tough games that we had in these two games. There was always a possibility that we were going to maybe get beat, and we have done. But I take it personal. I've been at the club a long time now, so the last 2 games I was in charge. So yeah.
Do you want to still be in around the first team next season? Is that something you would like?
Well, at the moment, the game's just finished, so obviously the club are going to have to look at which way they want to go. For me personally, it's time where I can now probably go away and have a bit of time off and reflect and have a look at what's happened this season for me personally. But as of yet, I haven't really given that too much thought.
Hayden, hi. I know this is probably a hard question for you to answer, but where do you think the club has gone wrong this season? It would be that on the pitch or off the pitch?
I don't know. Listen, it's like you say, it's a tough question for anyone. I think it's always, like I said before, it's always a possibility. When you start the season, there's always a possibility of relegation. You've got 38 games to stay in the division. Ultimately, we haven't done enough as a team. It's a tough one to have a look at, and we have to give time for everyone to sit down and reflect.
And Troy's been talking on the TV saying that it might have been his last game for Watford. I think, depending on his knee, it seemed to be the suggestion. What kind of a loss would that be if he left, and how important has he been to this team and to you?
Yeah, he's been very important to the football club. I think Troy, over the number of years he's been here, has always been one who's always stood up and been counted. He's always fronted it head on, and he's a good character. And I'm sure that he's done a lot for this football club. I didn't know anything in terms of him saying it was his last game, maybe for the club. I don't know. I haven't had that chat with him or conversation, but for me, as a person, as a captain, he's a leader. he wants to go out and do everything he can for the football club.
Any more? Okay, cool. Cheers.
Thank you.